Prime Minister Narendra Modi has just arrived. Now, this is Indian Prime Minister's two-day visit to United Arab Emirates. The focus is on boosting cooperation in various sectors, including energy, ports, fintech, digital infrastructure, railways, and investment flows. The Indian Prime Minister is also supposed to hold a lot of bilateral meetings while in Abu Dhabi. He is set to hold discussions with UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan on taking forward comprehensive strategic partnership. And the Indian Prime Minister will go to Doha in Qatar after his visit to the UAE ends. Now, interestingly, ahead of his departure, the Prime Minister took to social media platform and said that he is looking forward to meeting with his quote-unquote brother. He was referring to the President of the UAE, with whom he shares a good rapport. Now, right after Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi's arrival in Abu Dhabi, he was greeted by the UAE President Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan. You can see on your screens that he was accompanied with the UAE President. And the visit aims to solidify the robust ties between the two nations, that is United Arab Emirates and India, as discussions on multiple agreements are expected to take place between the two leaders. Interestingly, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also set to inaugurate the iconic BAPS Hindu Mandir tomorrow, which is the first ever Hindu temple in the United Arab Emirates. This is part of the Prime Minister's two-day official visit to the UAE. Let's go across to our principal diplomatic correspondent, Siddhant Sibul, who is joining us live from Abu Dhabi. Siddhant, the Prime Minister has just landed in Abu Dhabi. What is the latest you're picking on?
Well, it will be a packed day for the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister has landed just a short while ago. He has a series of bilaterals, and then, of course, he will be coming to the location where I am standing, the Zayed Stadium, the Sports City Stadium, where the atmosphere is electrifying as the diaspora is now pouring in to witness the Prime Minister's speech. But let me first give you a feel of the ground where I am standing. This is the stadium, and you can see the diaspora members now getting ready for the cultural extravaganza. And if my camera person can show the entire cultural extravaganza which has now started here, Gujarati culture, the Bengali culture, it's a kind of a long procession of culture now starting here at the Zayed Sports Stadium. But essentially, let me just give you an overview of Prime Minister's focus. It will be 3 E's. It's economy, it's energy, and the diaspora. Starting with the last one, that's the diaspora. That will be the key focus today here at the Zayed Sports City Stadium, where approximately 60,000 people have registered. Remember, this country, UAE, is home to 3.5 million members of Indian diaspora. This country hosts the largest number of Indian diaspora outside of India, and that, of course, is the living bridge between the two countries. But essentially, when it comes to the diaspora, what the Prime Minister is going to speak to them will be the big focus, given the fact that usually when Prime Minister speaks at big diaspora events, he makes big announcements. So you can see that cultural extravaganza behind me has now started. That cultural extravaganza that will be essentially showcasing the entire unity in diversity tradition of India. Now you can see the Gujarati people coming here with the attire and of course doing Garba as well. So these are the visuals you will see here all through the next few hours before the Prime Minister comes. Then of course we know that when it comes to the other big focus, it will be Prime Minister's inauguration of the temple, the BAPS Abu Dhabi Hindu Mandir. This will be the first ever traditional stone temple that will be inaugurated in UAE. This shows the inclusive nature of UAE, and also how essentially when it comes to this country, it has emerged as a country which of course is open to other religions as well. A traditional stone temple here in UAE is a significant development, not just for this country but for the entire region as well. The Prime Minister also goes to Dubai, where he will be addressing the World Government Forum, and he of course will be talking about India's vision, what India plans to do, and what will be the focus essentially when it comes to the Prime Minister's vision for India. Remember, this visit is a two-country visit. The Prime Minister goes to UAE, then of course he goes to Qatar as well. Now Maharashtrian culture is being showcased here with full fervor and excitement. But that's the view on the ground here at the Zayed Sports City Stadium, where the Prime Minister will be addressing the diaspora, talking to them and giving his overview of the entire visit, the focus of the visit, and his vision of the bilateral relationship of the two countries as well. Remember, India and the UAE have strategic partnership, and the Prime Minister's visit this time is the 7th such visit of the Prime Minister to UAE. He was in the country in 2015, in 2019, in 2018, then of course 2022. Just last year he was in the country 2 times. But essentially, when it comes to this visit, this will be a visit to further solidify the relationship. Perhaps we can speak to some of the people. Ma'am, would you like to speak to some? Would you like to speak to us? Right now they are, of course, busy waiting for the Prime Minister and being part of this procession. But essentially, this visit will also see the Prime Minister going to Qatar as well. The Prime Minister will be in Qatar for just a few hours, but a very substantive visit overall when it comes to the Prime Minister's visit to Qatar, and of course coming in the backdrop of the release of the 8 Indian naval officers as well. So there you have it behind me. These are the visuals around me that showcases how the diaspora plans to welcome Prime Minister Narendra Modi here in UAE.
Absolutely, Siddhant. We see very colorful visuals around you. And for those of you who are just joining in, the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in UAE just moments back. And he will be shortly coming to the stadium where my fellow colleague Siddhant Sibul is standing. And as you can see, the Indian Diaspora, which is a huge chunk of UAE, is ready to welcome the Indian Prime Minister. Siddhant, you have been speaking to some of these people from the Indian Diaspora since morning. What sense are you getting from? Are they excited?
Well, the Indian diaspora is quite excited that the Prime Minister is coming here in UAE, and they're quite keen that when it comes to his visit, they get a glimpse of it. Let's show you more visuals of the the procession, which is now underway, showing the culture and the might of India. These are beautiful visuals, but you know, something I would like to tell you. This is a personal comment in many ways, that I could not explain you the feeling of being here, because only if you are present on the ground, you can essentially get a feel of how things are here on the ground. It's really electrifying moment in many senses. The diaspora is leaving no stone unturned to make sure that the Prime Minister gets a grand welcome, and the colorful visuals that you see is something that is of course known to us, known to many Indians, but for many foreigners here, it's really a beautiful mosaic of culture and color here on the ground. So these are the visuals that you will see in next few hours, and let us speak to some of the people. Sir, would you like to say something?
Har Har Modi, Ghar Ghar Modi, Alhan Modi.
Sir, how do you feel being part of this diaspora event?
Excited, very much excited. We are preparing it since last 25 days. And today the dream comes true actually, in other sense. So we are very happy actually.
Okay. Anything you'd like to say to the Prime Minister if you manage to meet him?
Definitely, I will tell him, come back again and again. When somebody comes from India, looks like somebody, our people are coming actually. So we love him, love you, Mr. Modi, love you, Modi ji, love you.
So that's the view from the ground, but let me show you another procession which has just started. The people in Bengali attire have come here and doing traditional Bengali dance here on the ground to welcome the Prime Minister. That is something that is we have been showing you for past some time now. Now, let me give you an overview of not only the visit, but the diaspora angle to it. We have already spoken about how this country hosts 3.5 million members of the Indian diaspora. But essentially, this diaspora forms a key component of the UAE's workforce. This is a country that is very open country. This is a country which is seen as a tolerant country. And more Indians are keen to make sure that this country becomes their home. Remember, 38% of all the ethnicity, 38% are Indians, which is the maximum for any ethnicity here in UAE. So essentially, when it comes to this diaspora event, it is significant in many ways, not just for the people, the Indians living here, but also connecting the two countries, UAE and India, who have strategic partnership.
All right, Siddhant, thank you for getting us all those updates. Honestly, it's so hard to make out that you're not in India and you're actually standing in Abu Dhabi at the moment. It goes to show that the 3.5 million people, the Indian diaspora of UAE is as strong as it can get. We will be coming back to you as and when developments happen. Thank you so much for getting us all those updates.